Trump will resume his campaign despite doubts about his health. Donald Trump, who was stamping his feet on resuming his campaign interrupted by his COVID-19 infection, will make his return to his supporters on Saturday at the White House and then in Florida on Monday despite persistent doubts about his health a week after his hospitalization. Distanced by Democrat Joe Biden in the polls 25 days before the presidential election, the Republican billionaire initially hoped to hold a meeting on Saturday in Florida, a key state to clinch victory on November 3. Ultimately, he will host this first public event since his diagnosis as president, despite the growing number of coronavirus cases among his employees and criticism of the gender mix of using this iconic official building for a partisan rally. According to a senior U.S. official, he will speak on the subject of law and order, one of his slogans, from the balcony of the White House, to a crowd gathered on the lawn below. It is precisely a rally in the presidential Rose Garden 2 weeks ago, to announce the appointment of a conservative judge to the Supreme Court, who has been singled out as responsible for many contaminations detected since then. Masks and physical distancing were rare there, races numerous. Negative test? The presidential candidate's campaign team also announced that its first meeting since his diagnosis a week ago would be held in Sanford, Florida on Monday. However, a crucial question remained unanswered on Friday. Donald Trump, who thinks is no longer contagious, has he received a negative diagnosis to confirm this conviction? White House Dr. Sean Conley, whose elusive communication has come under fire, only said on Thursday that he expected the president to resume public activities on Saturday without risk, but he made no mention of a negative test. In the meantime, still confined, Donald Trump has shown his endurance with a 2-hour non-stop radio marathon, in the form of a telephone exchange with Rush Limbaugh, a figure in the conservative sphere, who has repeatedly praised his record. "We have a cure to cure the coronavirus," he hammered several times about the experimental treatment which was administered to him, promising once again to distribute it for free. "I was not very well, but these drugs are so good, they just eliminated the virus," said the 74-year-old president, repeatedly showing his frustration with the stunt. "The message is clear, the disease page has been turned." His voice was clearer than on Thursday night, when the horse candidate was repeatedly interrupted by coughing during a telephone interview on Fox News. Bloodbath. Friday night he must follow up with his first filmed interview since the announcement of his positive coronavirus test a week ago, on the same conservative channel, which has promised a medical evaluation by a doctor columnist. However, the holding of the next Trump-Biden televised debate on October 15 remains in abeyance. The president refuses to make it virtual, as the organizers decided as a health precaution. The Democratic Speaker of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, for her part proposed Friday to create a commission to assess the ability of American presidents to govern. "This is not about President Trump. It will be subject to the judgment of the voters," she took care to clarify. "But he showed us that there was a need to create a process for future presidents." This initiative, in a climate of extreme divisions, aims to keep attention on the disease contracted by Donald Trump, and more generally on the pandemic that he has largely minimized and which has killed more than 212,000 in the United States, by far the most bereaved country in the world. Joe Biden, who is now nearly 10 points ahead in national polls and who has also cemented his advantage in voting intentions at the state level decisive for the election, continues his campaign at his own pace. He visited Nevada on Friday. He hammers out almost a single message: Donald Trump has failed across the board in managing the pandemic. On the right, some tenors are now openly alarmed by the development of the campaign. "If people are angry on Election Day, we could lose the White House and both houses of Congress. It could be a Watergate-wide bloodbath," warned Republican Senator Ted Cruz.